Let's also clap for ourselves. It's been a very participatory audience today. A round of applause for ourselves. Yes. Thank you. Would you want a sip of water? Any questions for Malti with regards to the book, with what we've experienced here today, with what, any sharing to do, anything at all? Any questions with regards to how you felt today?
Malti, I'll say something. I am from the army and I retired. I took my premature retirement and I am now doing training. I do corporate training and I do children's and teachers training and all. So I do a lot of this stuff myself and I go into a lot of workshops and listen to various things. Some of the things that you said today are so effective and I've heard many more like that. My wife is into hypnotherapy and metaphysics. I hear a lot about that. But what is happening is that it is so much of this stuff coming in that you're getting sometimes a little confused because there's so much of similar stuff, but sometimes it is contradictory and conflicting. And the more I hear about it, the more I am confused about what am I to do in my life to sort of get there, to get at my goals, to get at my desires, whatever. So that is where I'm stuck. That I think I'm overloaded with
information overload.
Yeah.
I believe that if we stop learning and we stop being open to things that people have to share with us, then we stop growing. And if you're not growing, then you're stagnating. And I don't think there's an end. I think that till the day I die, I will be learning. As I learn, because of the career path I've chosen, I share. I learn, I share, I learn, I share. A lot of the things that I shared with you today are not even in the book because I learned them afterwards. But today I felt like sharing. I think that what works for me is to take on what works and to ignore what our digestive systems can do that. We eat and then we eliminate what we don't need, we absorb what we need. Why can't we do that? Why can't we be selective in choosing what works? Having said that, when you practice plugging in, I think we become more sensitive and we become more discerning and you know what's good for me and what's not good for me. So, I mean, learn all you can, read as much as you want, go for as many workshops and learning. I think once a soul becomes hungry for personal growth, it learns and learns and learns. And you want more and more and more. It's almost insatiable. But at the same time, take what works, discard what doesn't. You may read a book and only one line made a difference for you. You may read an entire book and nothing worked for you. So,
Yeah, I think.
Did I answer your question?
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bhasin. Any other questions, suggestions, observations? Great. We have copies of the book available right there. Malti would be available here for... Oh, sorry. Yes. Would you be able to shout? Or should I pass the mic?
Well, loud voice.
Okay, that should be okay.
If you was right,
What was your name? Sorry?
I'm TJ.
TJ. Thank you.
I'm in the same thing. I attend workshops, read like a lot of self-help books and everything. And lately I've gotten more into like the spiritual aspect of things. It's all about like achieving goals, being more practical, all that kind of stuff. And I was wondering about, like because you talked about it, you said you don't have to go up to the Himalayas and meditate for like 2 hours or whatever. Enlightenment.
I feel that because I was resisting that whole, I knew that I felt like I needed some kind of connect. I prayed, but I felt that something was missing. And everyone I spoke to, everyone who was more spiritually evolved than me, or who I had faith in, were like, Malti, you need to meditate, 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 meditate. That's all people said to me, but I still resisted it. Now I do meditate. However, what I learned along the way is that as long as I could connect my body, emotion, language, and feel part of this universe, and feel some kind of connection, it it gave me immense clarity and immense, I won't even say peace, I say clarity. A lot of clarity, and I felt more effective. So everything that I did worked better. So what I'm saying is that if you can't do that, like don't not meditate, don't knock it just because you don't have 2 hours to spend up, of course I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean, yeah. Do what you can. Find your way of connecting to universal energy, whatever that is.
Would you say you're enlightened?
Would I say I'm enlightened?
Well, in the sense that, like you had, like I read about all these mystics and everything, and after, yes, meditating a lot, going into the trees, the shoka tree and all that, they feel like they've achieved nirvana. You can't do that nowadays. I mean, you don't have the time, or so. But would you say? See, because I agree with you when you say learning is a lifelong process. Actually, I hear evolution now is about like moving from a lower level of consciousness to a higher level of consciousness. So, I just want to know, like, what do you think of the word enlightenment as, and would you say that you're there?
Where would I put myself? I think I am enlightening. So, I'm not going to be overly modest and say that I'm not enlightened at all. At the same time, I don't consider myself enlightened, because the more I see and learn, I realize there's more and more and more to learn, and more to embrace. I think it's more about accepting who I am and what my role is in this world. And as I move along, I find a deeper sense of that. Does that answer your question?
So you found a sense of purpose, you'd say?
I have, but it's not finished. I think I'm living a purposeful life, if that makes sense. Thank you. Any more? Sunesh.
I understand. Can you give us some tips on how you can remove negativity?
Removing negativity? You cannot. You have to replace negativity. You can't remove negativity. You have to replace it with something else. So if you, I like analogies. So if you look at yourself as a vessel and it's full of crap, sorry to use that word if I'm allowed to here, okay. If it's filled with negativity, then you need to put positive or good stuff or things that you like into it. I don't think that, life is all rosy and everything's positive and beautiful. I think even sadness has its place, and disappointment has its place, and anger has its place. All these emotions have their place. They all serve a purpose. Anger sometimes helps you to stand up for yourself. Sadness helps you to be compassionate. Okay? But negativity, when you expect things to go badly, that I feel is limiting and paralyzing. So instead, if you just expect things to go well, then you're adding more positive energy to it. You make yourself feel better, your body, your emotions, your language is all better. So I would replace. And actually that's why the book is called Don't Think of a Blue Ball. Because the whole thing is you can't not do negativity, you just have to do positivity. Does that answer your question? Thank you.
What is the relevance of this hot air balloon?
Relevance of the hot air balloon. I actually went up on a hot air balloon and it was a very, very exciting experience. I did it in Australia over the Hunter Valley. The hot air balloon, my publishers and me, we were talking about color, life, vibrant, rainbows. So somehow it just made itself on the cover. Thank you.
Thank you, Malti. You've made our audience know each other's names and make 4 lines. We've been very participatory, and the books are right there. Malti will be here for author signings. Thank you, Malti B, for being here with us today. I'm sure we're taking home a lot thanks to Malti.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, please do pay for it at the cash counter, as Mr. Perveen says.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here with us today. We hope to see you again. Goodbye.
Thank you for having me at Crosswords. It's been actually one of my dreams, and here it is manifested. Thank you.